Hey guys, and welcome to this video where I will be talking a little bit about Demonology AoE. A lot of you guys are asking me on stream and on Discord, like, when do I use Implosion? And while I have a 2-year-old Implosion guide, that mostly holds true, I wanted to give like a quick update on some new talents that are really good right now. Dreadlash and From the Shadows, that synergizes really well with some of the new systems that we have in the Shadowlands expansion. This build didn't used to be played at all, but right now it's scaling pretty well, especially in dungeons and heavy multi-target scenarios. So I wanted to explain a little bit about how you play it and how it might be different from just going through normal implosion cycles. So to start off with, what is an implosion cycle? It is basically your way of imploding all your imps before they time out. So when I have a certain amount of imps, these are going to time out at a point, and I want to press implosion before that happens. Because when I implode it, it deals AoE damage. If I don't implode it, it doesn't deal AoE damage. However, you don't want to cast one Hand of Gul'dan and then implode, because then you're going to spend more total globals casting Implosion, which means less globals building shards, which means less total imps over the total time frame that you have. So what you want to do is you want to build to fairly high shards, 4 or 5 shards, and you do like a Hand Demon Bolt or Hand Shadow Bolt. You do like 2 to 3 sets of imps depending on procs, and then you press Implosion, and then you just rotate like this. It's very, very easy. This is like basic implosion cycles that I have covered before. Now, what's interesting is how this synergizes really well with From the Shadows and Dreadlash. From the Shadows makes your Dreadbite do 20% more damage. Makes your Dreadbite damage have your target take 20% additional Shadow Flame damage. Your Implosion just happens to be Shadow Flame damage, and so does your Hand of Gul'dan. Dreadlash makes your Dreadstalkers AoE. So as you can see here, when I cast my Dreadstalkers, they AoE on everything around it. This is a really, really, really potent like AoE burst. Like when you cast dogs going into a pool, like you're gonna shoot up the meters like really, really fast. It's a lot of damage actually. We have a couple of things that synergizes really well with this in terms of our soulbinds and conduits. We have the Carnivorous Stalker conduit, which basically means that every time your dogs auto-attack, they have a chance to reapply a Dreadbite, which will do the same damage in AoE and reapply the From the Shadows debuff. So very, very synergistic with this build. Another thing that's very good with this build is the Born of Blood conduit, because it just gives you more core procs. More core procs is more shards, is more hands, is more imps, is more implosions. I've been playing both. I think before you get double potency conduit a little later on, as of making this video at least, Born of Blood is the best one to play. I've tested both. I used to think that Carnivorous Stalker was the best one, but now I tested both and I think Born of Blood is probably the play to go. So, getting into how this plays in dungeons. You want to get 2 Implosion Cycles, this is very important, 2 Implosion Cycles into your From the Shadows window. So what's going to end up happening is, outside of like Tyrant setups and stuff like that, you get your Call Dreadstalkers going, and you kind of implode straight away, almost regardless of how many imps you have. And then you build imps until it's about like 2 seconds left of your From the Shadows debuff, and then you implode. After this, you're going to be wanting to build like a Hand Demon Bolt or like Hand Shadow Bolt going into the next Dreadstalker buff, so you can implode straight away here. So 1 implosion, I build shards, and I get another implosion here at the end. Right? Now I don't have From the Shadows, so I build more imps, 2 to 3 sets. That's 2 sets, implode, and then you want to get another implosion into this window. And it just keeps going like this. This repeats forever. It gets a little bit more interesting when you actually use your cooldowns. When you use your cooldowns, you want to cast your dogs, and you don't want to Tyrant straight away, because you want to pretty much like use all your shards afterwards, then Tyrant. That's gonna extend your dogs. If you have the Carnivorous Stalker conduit, You get a lot of chances for extra Dreadbites in this window that is going to deal more damage because you have your Tyrant out. You see here, just build imps until your Tyrant time's out. You get your second Dogs here 20 seconds after the first ones, and a big Implosion. This is where it really, really hurts. Something to note is that if you're going into a pack and you are you're going for a big Tyrant setup and the pack is dying, you do not, I repeat, not want to force your Implosion on that pack. You save it for the next pack. So basically, you go into your pack, you do your Tyrant, everything dies. This is very common in like low keys and mythic zeros it's very common right now. The pack dies, and then people are like, oh my god, I got implode, the pack is dying. But you don't want to do that. You want to save your imps. You have like a full army of imps, like like you get upwards of like 20 imps going into the next pack, and then you have like just a huge like Dreadstalkers into Implosion on that pack as you enter combat with it, and you can go like it's a lot of damage. People are gonna be caught off guard. They'll be like, oh my god, what the fuck, Demonology. Anyways, I just wanted to give you guys some info on how to play this build. If you have any questions, add them in the comments below or poke me on stream. No Covenant DMs, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.